Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface, and I am a very happy bunny. Now you may be confused because I'm in one of these new scenarios which have been added to patch 5.3. This is the Secrets of Ragefire. And I've made my opinion, my stance on these 4 new scenarios perfectly clear. I think they're absolutely dreadful. So what on earth am I happy about? Well, I think the Secrets of Ragefire highlights exactly what is wrong with scenarios in Blizzard, and I'm going to go through it with you. So we've got stage 1, and stage 1 is to breach this gate and get into the chamber. And what exactly do we do? Nothing. It's all NPC based. The NPCs run to the door, they drop the bombs, we stand back, and then one of them will eventually plant a detonator on the ground where one member of the group just simply has to right click, and that's it. That's the mechanic of stage 1. We then walk into the chamber, and then we're besieged by a number of ads, and it becomes a generic kill section. And this is what I think is absolutely wrong with these new scenarios. These new scenarios are based around a story instead of the story being based around the scenario. There is a massive difference between the two. Blizzard have basically come together and said, this is the story of X, so we make a scenario that's right, we get to that, we do that, we get that, and that's the story done. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. The scenario is the key element. The scenario is the meat and potatoes. The storyline will follow with it. So you can develop a very interesting scenario. We've seen it before. The Warlock questline, brilliant. And that is virtually all scenario based. Single player scenario based. So they do have the mechanics with which to do it. They do have the knowledge, the know-how. So you develop a really cool, interesting scenario, and the storyline then fits around that. We're in Ragefire. We're in one of the nicest looking, I think, kind of dungeon-esque areas that you can get. This is as classic RPG dungeon as you'll ever going to get. You know, you got lava, you got rocks, you got caves, you got nasty monsters. It's just the perfect setting. And it's all set in one damn room. So that's stage 1 over and done with. Really boring, really generic. And if you're wondering what the action button's all about, its primary function will come very, very shortly indeed. So stage 2 is we've each got to right click on an object to identify them. 3 objects, you just run over to them, right click, stage 2 done. Are you with me now? Do you understand? That is classed as a stage, right clicking onto 3 objects. Yeah? Whatever. Stage 3 is we pick up various objects which are scattered around the room. I've picked up this horse, kind of floaty horse, and then I've got to make my way to this door. Now this is where the action button comes into effect, because what it is it's basically a very, very sped up version of the Goblin Racial, which propels you forward X amount of distance, and then it's literally on just like a 5-second cooldown or something like that. So in actual fact, the action button is to try and make this stage as less boring as it possibly can be, because that's all we're doing. Fetching items, dropping them at the door. Some of the items that we pick up may spawn a small group of ads, which are very, very easy to kill. I'm doing this on the non-heroic version. If I was doing this on the heroic version, it'd be about a 25-minute video, because they've all got about 90 million HPs. It's a bit daft, but we'll carry on. None of the mechanics change whatsoever. Everything remains the same. It just has a bonus element put in, like, you've got to kill all these ads in 5 minutes. And then you're just like, wait a minute, every ad's got 90 gazillion HP. Fine, whatever. So that is stage 3. Rinse and repeat, grab an item, take it to the door. Now, I had a bit of a Twitter conversation with one person today, and they said that I don't understand your attitude towards scenarios. And can you tell me, can you honestly watch this video and tell me this looks awesome fun to play? Killing, just doing a generic kill, right clicking onto 3 items, grabbing some items, dumping out the door, and then stage 4, look, I hate to, to put a spoiler in here. Hate to ruin the surprise of what's coming up. But stage 4, kill more ads, and then the scenario's over. That is it. I find this just utter drivel. It must have taken 5 minutes to think this up. And the worst thing is, the storyline in this isn't even remotely interesting. It's like, we break into Ragefire, the Corcron are there, they say, right, you're not going to go any further, so we try and blow up the door to go further. We can't blow up the door. It just doesn't want to get blown up. And so we have to kill a couple more Corcron. Scenario over. Now, I was trying to explain to this guy on Twitter today, it's very difficult when you've only got 140 odd characters with which to compose a tweet, where when we had the domination point and Line's Landing quest line, which interceded the dailies, it was brilliant. Why was it brilliant? Because the dailies, which I thought were very weak on Crash Rang Wilds, suddenly we had elements of story which came in just on a single person quest, not a scenario or anything like that, just on a single person quest, which was instance based, depending on where we were. And then you got yourself a nice little bit of rep at the end, and it just broke up the dailies. It worked really, really well. Blizz got some great feedback from that, from people saying, yeah, we really liked that. That was good. It was great that you interceded these dailies with the storyline. It just broke up the monotony of the dailies, and we felt a little bit more engaged in it. So what Blizzard decided to do then was go off into patch 5.2 and completely redo it. And say, right, instead of just doing quests which suddenly intercede at various points in rep, we're now just going to put a scenario, a single player one-off scenario, at the end of each stage on the Isle of the Thunder King to explain the story. Now, logistically, it made it a lot weaker because there are only 5 stages, so you get 5 or 6 bits of storyline tops. When we did the domination point Line's Landing, we got a lot more. It definitely felt like a lot more because it was not just interceded after we got friendly and then honoured and then revered and then exalted. There was like 4 or 5 different bits of storyline between revered and exalted alone, which was great. And especially if you had the commission when you got to revered, you could do 3 odd bits of storyline suddenly almost back to back. It was great stuff. So I thought the Isle of the Thunder King, the impact of the storyline there diminished because the story just gets diluted depending on how quickly you're going through the stages. I think we've probably just finished the final stage today or yesterday on my server, and it's sort of like, well, I've lost interest in the storyline because it hasn't flowed with the reputation which I've been getting with the Kirin Tor. It just had no kind of flow and movement. Don't get me wrong, love patch 5.2. I love patch 5.2. I thought it's brilliant, but that point I thought was weak. So let's fast forward to today, and somebody made a very interesting post on the EU forums saying there's a distinct lack of 5-person dungeons in Mists of Pandaria. And if you didn't know, Blizzard made an announcement a couple of months back saying there'll be no more 5-person dungeons in Mists. The ones that we got at the beginning, the 9 that we've got, that is going to be it. They're going to just concentrate their efforts on producing maybe some more scenarios and raid content and dailies, but not any more 5-person dungeons, which I think's a bloody travesty myself, but there we go. Now, they put, what's going on, because there were 16 in vanilla and 16 in TBC, and then it went down and it went down, and now it's just at its rock bottom of numbers. And the response by Blizzard, and this just made me cringe, was they responded by saying, yeah, but in patch 5.3 we've done some great things with scenarios. We've added a heroic mode, we're adding some new ones, and also we're increasing the rewards that you get for doing them. Not once in that answer did it mention anything about improving the absolute dog turd that they are, because scenarios are just utter dog turd in my opinion. Complete, useless, wasted content that could be focused on in much better areas. I would have every single scenario removed from the game, including Troves of the Thunder King, for 2 or 3 well-made 5-person dungeons every day of the week. Blizzard, you can't put a big steaming turd on a plate and hand it to us to eat. because we're not going to eat it. No one's going to eat a big steaming turd. Your reply to that chap on the forums today says, okay, we've taken that big steaming turd, and instead of getting rid of it and then creating a beautiful beef Wellington or something like that, you've taken the turd away and then you've put it back on our plate with a little bit of cream on top and maybe a cherry and maybe a flake stuffed into it as well. Still makes it a big steaming turd that we're not going to eat. I'm sorry, but yeah. So this makes me happy. This scenario genuinely made me happy when I played it, because I can't think of anything else to demonstrate how bad scenarios are and what a complete and utter waste of development time they choose to be. As to how much time is actually spent developing these things, that remains to be seen, because I can't by any stretch of the imagination believe it takes too much. But I'm not trying to be a bitch. That's just the way it goes down. So let me know what you think about these scenarios. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what your general consensus is on scenarios within the World of Warcraft. I'm not trying to influence anybody over to my side of the fence. This is my personal opinion. You're fully entitled to your own. But I am going to stick out another video later today. Might be a little bit of a funny one. No Funtime Frank though. To compensate for having to do this. And then tomorrow we've got the official announcement by Funtime Frank about his Tauren army business that he wants to set up for patch 5.4, which of course is the raid on Orgrimmar. But I hope you enjoyed this vid. Please do like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook. Wait, sorry? Oh, I know, it's not over. Yeah, it's just a fight. There you go. Is that alright? Follow me on Twitter and also like my Facebook, and I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. I can't even use the teleporter to leave this damn thing either. No, I have to leave it of my own accord. Ah, well. You take care, everybody. Bye-bye.